Can you see it? Okay, perfect. Yes. So, okay, so what is all about? OpenStreetMap is basically an initiative to create and provide free geographic data by anyone. It is an open geographic database, and this means that volunteers all over the world, they can basically add, modify, and delete geographic data from this global database of geographic features. The point is that the data in OpenStreetMap is available to anyone, so everyone is free, can download the data for whatever purpose. I mean, the only point is that they have to put in the license that the data is coming from OpenStreetMap and their contributors. But ideally, everyone can access this data and download it to create maps or to make also some business out of it. The most important part in OpenStreetMap is, not only the database, but also the community, because as you can imagine, I mean, if everyone is updating this database all together, basically there are some rules to be respected, and there is also some coordination between the different mappers modifying this global database. OpenStreetMap, I mean, the nearest thing to OpenStreetMap is Wikipedia. It works in a pretty similar way, because you know, also in Wikipedia you can write documents and you can modify them or delete them. And the same is in OpenStreetMap, but we are doing this with geographic features. So a user can add a road or can modify a street, or can delete also some bad geometries. For example, a lake that is traced in a bad way can be deleted and redrawn as new lake. But in general, there are also some differences. Like in OpenStreetMap, we tend to prefer original research. So you basically have satellite images, and you can trace geographic features on these satellite images. While in Wikipedia, I mean, the main point is to refer to other works. So we have already some existing documents, and we are creating Wikipedia documents out of these documents, like referring to other existing works. Also, OpenStreetMap is stricter about copyright. So every time that we are using OpenStreetMap, we have to cite OpenStreetMap, while in Wikipedia is a little bit, I mean, more loose, this copyright thing. Also, there are no admins nor super users, and you need to register to OpenStreetMap in order to contribute. So OpenStreetMap is existing since 2004. And it was born by an idea of Steve Coast, which was a PhD student in London. And this guy was basically was doing some geographic work with the road network in London, but he had to pay the government to obtain the data, I mean, for the road network of London. So he thought, if every inhabitant of London would have would map his, I mean, the street in which he's living, basically in few time we will have the road network of London with no cost and available to anybody. And so this is why it is called OpenStreetMap, because it began as the open road network of London. But then the contributors, after having mapped all the roads in London, decided that maybe we can map also buildings, and then we can map also shops, point of interest, and so on. So it became slowly a global map, and it extended also out of London in all the world. So we have in 2005, we have 1,000 users registered. And in 2007, we have the first global conference of OpenStreetMap, which is State of the Map. And every year there is this event in which all the community is gathering and following many presentations of people working with OpenStreetMap all around the world. In 2009, you can see the exponential growth of the project. We have 100,000 users. And from a humanitarian point of view, the most important milestone is in 2010, because we have the first mass remote mapping campaign. So because of the Haiti earthquake. So we had basically an activation of people, of volunteers, after the Haiti earthquake that basically activated on OpenStreetMap, and they mapped all Haiti in very few days, especially the places hit by the earthquake. I have a video, maybe I can share it later. Okay, so up to now, you see, I mean, the users are like 6 million, more than 6 million, the 6 million users. So this project is really growing. And also about the users, the statistics are showing that only the 90% of the users, of the 10% of the users are contributing the 90% of the data. And this is like a power law distribution in such a way that like few users are editing the most of the map. And this can be like, can seem like a bad thing because there are no people editing the map. But on the contrary, is also a good thing because a few users most probably are the expert ones, and they are validating in a good way all the geographic data present on OpenStreetMap. One important point of OpenStreetMap are the licenses and the legal aspects, because you know, it is open data, so it is very important that the data will be, the license of the data is respected. So the license is Open Data Commons Open Database License, or DBL. And this means that you can copy, distribute, transmit, and adapt the data of OpenStreetMap as long as you credit OpenStreetMap and its contributors. So you can do whatever you want, also, commercial use of the data. So you can, if you want to create like a competitor to Google Maps, you can take the OpenStreetMap data. You have only to credit the contributors, but you can do whatever you want with that data. Also, if you alter the data, you have to distribute it under the same license. So if I'm editing OpenStreetMap, the new copy should be released as the ODBL. And then another important point is that if I want to ingest some existing geographic data into OpenStreetMap, the geographic data I'm ingesting has to be compliant with ODBL. So basically, I have, the owner of the data that is ingested has to accept the terms of the ODBL, and also all the things I said up to now. So also, it has also to be available for commercial use and so on. In that way, after community consensus, can be ingested into OpenStreetMap. So I guess I finish it with the OpenStreetMap. Okay, OpenStreetMap so is like a project, a citizen science project, and is like one of the most the biggest projects, because biggest, and also it's very long because it's since 2004. And basically, many companies and organizations are using more and more this database to provide their services. So basically, we don't have Google Maps using OpenStreetMap, as you can as you can imagine, but we have many other organizations like Missing Maps. You were saying Missing Maps. Missing Maps is like basically an NGO gathering different, different mapping companies, and in particular those like Red Cross and MSF. And these are only one organization working with OpenStreetMap. There are many others, especially also in the humanitarian field, like humanitarian OpenStreetMap team. But we have also some business companies like Apple, Microsoft. So, I mean, different companies are using more and more OpenStreetMap, the data from OpenStreetMap to create applications. Basically, yes, I guess because it's like the main competitor. I mean, you can create a competitive application with respect to Google Maps. And also, it has OpenStreetMap has a lot of success in the humanitarian field because basically usually there is no business to map poor places like in Africa or in some parts of Asia. And so OpenStreetMap is used a lot in this situation because every volunteer can add data, and so even if there is no business interest to map those places, there are anyway many mapping campaigns adding data in poor places of the world. So, any question about OpenStreetMap up to now? Okay, so I can go on. Maybe let me see. Maybe I can go also with the OpenStreetMap architecture. So let's speak about the data in OpenStreetMap. Okay, I don't know if you have some sort of GIS background, so background with geographic information systems. But yes, I can maybe be brief on this part. Basically, OpenStreetMap is like a document, a big document, an XML document in which everyone can, at every time and everywhere in the world, add pieces, modified and delete pieces of this big document. Traditional GIS usually use proprietary data format. So we have the shapefile, which is divided in different layers. So we have maybe one layer of polygons, meaning all the lakes, and then one layer of lines, meaning all the rivers, and one layer of points, meaning all the wells present in this area. While in OpenStreetMap, it is different because when we are tracing the geometry of a geographic feature, we can add a tag of the meaning of that geographic feature. So basically, we have all these geometries in the same document, and we are putting tags to explain what these geometries are. Usually in traditional GIS, a single user is mapping, so is providing data and then maybe submit the modification to a database. While in OpenStreetMap, it is the XML format is particularly adapt to. Is possible to edit the database at the same time by multiple users everywhere. Without any limitations. Geometric primitives. So we have different geometries. The most basic one is the node, which is simply a pair of coordinates in the QGIS-84, which is a coordinate reference system. And then we have a way. The way is a collection of nodes. So we are putting many nodes on the map, and this way is collecting them all. And these ways can be open and closed. Open are like lines, so like a street is an open way, while closed ways are like lines that are closing themselves at the first node. And these are usually polygons. And then we have relations, which are which is a more complex object in OpenStreetMap that we won't see for now. And then, okay, as I was saying, the tags are the attribute data. So I'm putting the meaning to this to this object, and basically is a couple of a key and a value. The key is like a topic or category. So basically, if I'm mapping a building, the first thing I'm doing is to map a closed way. So I'm putting all the nodes and I'm closing the polygon, and then I put a tag, maybe building, which is the key, like a topic, equal to yes. Yes is the value, and basically building equal to yes is used to map general buildings. So the building key, for example, is has many values. I mean, the keys have different values because they are the main topic, and then the value is specifying like the details of the key. So buildings can be, for example, yes, but also apartments, also church can be, I mean, different things. So how can we know which are the tags used in OpenStreetMap? We have like the Wiki OpenStreetMap. This wiki is containing basically whatever features the community has approved. So as it is a common global project driven by many different communities all around the world, there are plenty of mailing lists in which this community can basically exchange on the map features and the ways on how to map things. And so every feature has like decided tags I mean, they are decided by the community and approved by anyone. So basically, everyone in the world are using these tags. So let's say for highways, we have like key and values. So you see the key is highway in this case, and then we have many different values. So motorway, trunk, primary, secondary, and so on. And we have like the description of the tag. Then every tag has its own wiki page. So, for example, if I go to highway equal to secondary, you see there is a big description of the meaning of this tag. So basically, whenever we don't know the meaning of a tag, we can go to the wiki OpenStreetMap and can see the correct way to tag things. So when I finish to map an area, basically I have to submit my changes, and I can do it with the Chainset. So this is very similar to Wikipedia, because also in Wikipedia, when I'm modifying the database, I'm submitting a Chainset with all the modification in it. And this Chainset, the most important point is to provide a comment. So a comment describing what I'm doing in that Chainset. So basically, I can write I mapped one building and one road. So this is like a comment of a Chainset. While all the other details are generally compiled by the OpenStreetMap editors. So we have software to edit OpenStreetMap, and they are taking care to fill all the information in the Chainsets. So the comment is by far, the most important thing, and also what the user is requested to fill. And in the comments, usually we can put also hashtags. And these hashtags are very important to track mapping campaigns. So, for example, if I'm mapping for mappers, and we decided that our hashtag is hashtag mappers, basically in every Chainset comment, we have to add this hashtag mappers in order to be identified in the global statistics. In general, to let the mappers team to track the statistics and check how the work is going and so on. Also, Chainsets in OpenStreetMap, as in Wikipedia, they allow rollback. So if there is some vandalism and some people are messing up the map, basically with the rollback you can revert the chainset, and so you can go to the situation of the database before that modification was done. And this is very useful to defeat vandalism in OpenStreetMap. As you can see, okay, maybe I can skip the OpenStreetMap architecture, but basically there are many components, and all the components are run by the community. So even the databases, I mean the servers and also to the renderer, the servers used for rendering the map, everything is provided by the community, and also third-party applications are created out of OpenStreetMap data, I mean, in a free way. And there are also many applications built from the community for the community. So yes, let's see like some kind of application are like okay, the OpenStreetMap website, which is displaying and rendering the OpenStreetMap data, but then everyone can create applications out of it. So we have, for example, this map with buildings. In this case, we have the buildings have the tag height. In this way, they can know the height of the buildings and create a 3D map. Or maybe they can use the OpenStreetMap data to produce like some different base maps, like this one, which is similar to comic style. So in this framework, we have Unite Maps. So Unite Maps is simply, I mean, is our initiative in UNGSC. And basically, we are using OpenStreetMap data. We are editing OpenStreetMap data to provide topographic maps to the UN peacekeeping missions. So this is, I mean, this was an already existing project. In the production of topographic maps for UN peacekeeping missions. But the point is that, I mean, this is like a sort of change of paradigm, because we are trying to to open the data. So all the geographic data that before was internal in the UN now is trying to get on OpenStreetMap and be available to anyone. Also, I mean, to people that maybe need the data for other purposes. So this initiative was created by the Global Service Center together with the headquarters, in particular the Geospatial Information Section, and then 3 peacekeeping missions, which are UNSOS in Somalia, MONUSCO in DRC, in Democratic Republic of the Congo, and MINUSCA in Central African Republic. So within this initiative, we are providing not only topographic maps, but also other geospatial services. For example, we have the street map, which is like a map with contextual information. Then image maps, which are basically a collection of satellite images managed by the UN. And then web services to visualize operational data for the UN field missions. And also we are working towards having a 3D-dimensional visualization solution for the data we are editing, so like the Unite Globe solution, and also provide services for geocoding, so to search one particular feature in the map and to obtain the exact location of for example, an address or a map feature. And then the directional features like routing services for example, to obtain the routes to follow for the convoys in UN. Our main cartographic products are the 50K maps. So basically, we have the missions asking us 50K areas, I mean scale areas, and these and sometimes also 10K scale. And basically, these are, big areas in which we are mapping topographic features. So we are mapping highways, waterways, land cover, land use, like residential areas, farmlands, um, woods, grasslands, and so on. So, the land cover is basically the coverage, the vegetation coverage of the terrain, while the land use is like how the terrain is used by humans in that particular place. Then we have city maps, so 10K scale maps with particulars of point of interest and particulars of the cities. And then focus maps, which are very detailed maps of UN basis. But basically, what we are working on is our topographic maps. We are editing this data both with an internal facility of mappers. So we have like 15 GIS consultants mapping on OpenStreetMap for mapping topographic features for the UN peacekeeping missions. But we are also trying to set up a community called the UN Mappers, which are actively contributing to this, to the production of this topographic data. And this community is ranging from UN personnel in the field to academia. We are doing many activities with high schools and universities, and also we are engaging with local communities. So every in OpenStreetMap there are many local communities taking care of the map in those places. So we are contacting people in Africa to map with them, and then we are also engaging with NGOs, so also with people within missing maps. And then also any remote volunteer that would like to simply to collaborate with us, to contribute to this project. So let's see. Okay, it's clear up to now. Do you have any question? Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention only one thing. Actually, we are working with different missions, and up to now we are collaborating with MONUSCO, MINUSCA, and USOS, and also MINUSMA in Mali, and UNISFA in Abyei, which is like an independent area between South Sudan and Sudan. So, do you have any question about this?
Hello, yes, I have one question.
Yes, please.
My question is concerning adding features in OSM. So I wish to know what's the process if we are mapping an area and we don't see that a feature that reflect the concept of the place that we are mapping. What's the process to add a mapping? So maybe let me take an example. So in Africa, for example, we have different types of landscape. For example, our forest, we have savanna. So while mapping on OpenStreetMap, we couldn't see savanna to map a particular region. So what is the process if we want to add savanna maybe for the mapping in the area? Thank you.
Okay, so you are referring to to the tags. So basically, you want to propose the Savannah tag, for example, or do you want to know how to map savannas in general? Bonjour, Gundo.
Bonjour. Othello.
Manuel?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, now yes.
Okay. Yeah, oh, sorry. I know the area of the savannah, but if I want to tag maybe savannah, it's not possible on OpenStreetMap to add savannah. There is not a
Okay,
feature.
yes. Okay, I got
What's
this. Okay, so let me share again the screen. Here. Okay, so the process is basically I said you have to get in touch with the community. So we can go to the wiki. In the wiki, you can search for proposal process, I guess. Proposal process, yes. So in this wiki page called the proposal process, you see all the process to create a tag. So before creating a proposal, what you do usually is to check the wiki for existing tags. So we can do it together. Basically, you are searching for, okay, let me duplicate this one. Okay, I close. Okay, so let's search for Savannah. So, okay, you can see there is no tag for the Savannah. So maybe I can go to land cover to check. I mean, if it is within the land cover and the land use. So basically, the first thing I do is to check if somebody similar is, I mean, if something similar is already existing in the database. Okay, let's say that maybe Savannah is not present in any form, so is not even something similar is present. So okay, let's check maybe the land cover. For the land cover, you can see there are many different tags here and there. I guess there is no Savannah because I guess you are more expert than me, and for sure you already checked. But anyway, let's go back to the proposal process. You can go here. So then you have to make some thoughts about the significance of your tag proposal or compatibility with practices. So it has to be verifiable. So basically, you have to be every time sure from satellite image that you can recognize savannas, and you have to provide also like details on how people can recognize savannas from satellite imagery, because maybe it's not so straightforward. Then we have the rule of one feature, one OpenStreetMap element. So basically, every object should be represented by only one tag, and there shouldn't be like many tags to refer to the same thing. And then we have syntactic conventions. This is like there are something about. Let me see. Okay, so there are some conventions when creating keys and values, and basically many times these conventions are used by the community to estimate. I mean, to have the same meaning without even reading the documentation. So basically, many words are used for many keys and values in such a way that is more easy to map even without knowing. Even without referring to the wiki, you know that many times that value, for example, is used. Okay, so let's say, okay, your proposal is, I mean, you read all these things and you are ready to propose the Savannah tag. So the next thing you can do is to create a proposal page. So you go to the OpenStreetMap wiki, you log in with your account here above, create an account and log in. Then you create a proposal page. You have to follow this template. So basically, you can edit the page, add the name of the proposal, the user, key and value, type, definitions, and so on. Okay, so and then you can fill all these pages like proposal, rationale, examples, taggings, applies to, and you can put also images of your proposal and so on. Once you are ready with this wiki page of the proposal of the tag, you can go then to the let me see, to the mailing list. We have one mailing list dedicated only to this, the tagging mailing list. And the mail is tagging@openstreetmap.org. And basically here once you have the wiki page ready for your proposal, you can go here and you can write a mail called the feature proposal minus RFC minus feature name. And then in the body, you can simply put the link of the proposal page and explain a little bit your problem and that you want the community to participate to this proposal process. After this, you have 2 weeks of time people have 2 weeks of time to revise the proposal and to put also modifications. You can discuss with others in order to make the proposal better. And after these 2 weeks, you have 2 weeks for voting. So basically, you have to update the wiki page of the proposal with this voting section. And every user can log in with their Wikipedia account, and they can vote for the feature. So for the Savannah. So let's say the Savannah proposal is now revised and is okay. Everyone is voting, and people are simply voting yes, no, or abstain. And if like most of the people are voting for a yes, like I guess it is like 75% of people, or more or less, has to be like the threshold of acceptance for the feature, then the tag is approved, and the proposer can simply create a feature, a wiki page, like for example, let's say this one. So for the tag he or she proposed, you have to create a wiki page like this one once the proposal is accepted. And you can put all the details, all the images that were also discussed in the proposals. And that's pretty much it. After this is approved, while if it is rejected, you can go back to the proposal process and ask for modifications and so on. I mean, you can revise your proposal and resubmit then for voting. This is like the procedure. Is a little bit bureaucratic, and many times is very complex because people are jumping in and saying, no, I don't like this particular detail of Savannah, let's change it. And so it's like thinking sometimes to propose features is taking like years. I remember the IDP camp proposal, like the amenity, what was that? The amenity refugee camp, like took several years to be accepted, and there was like a method to map them, and then it was completely changed. So this is the process for to propose tags. If you go to this wiki page, you can find all the information you need. Okay, Rachele already put the link in the chat. I hope I answered your question. I cannot hear you.
Yes, thank you for answering my question. It's okay now.
Okay. Okay, so let's say that now, okay, we have presented the Unite Maps. So do you have any question, any other question, or maybe I can go on with the editors?
Hello.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. I wanted to ask, what challenges do you face with mapping certain peacekeeping missions? And you mentioned prior that there are some maps that are not available in some areas of Africa and Asia. So I was wondering whether you can elaborate on that, please.
Yes, let me share. I mean, directly the website of OpenStreetMap in such a way that maybe I can be more clear. Sorry. Let me share. Okay. Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I will do an example. Okay, basically, okay, here we are in Italy. Let's go to Milano. As you can see, the data is, I mean, there is a lot of data. These all are all contributions from people living maybe in Milan. And they are adding all the point of interest, the ways, the name of the ways, everything that they can even imagine. And also OpenStreetMap has a lot of features you can put, like monuments. So we have here a monument. Then we have the name of the square, the Duomo di Milano. We have many different features, like also the tram lines, bus lines. I mean, everything is there, and I guess also, I mean, all this information can be found also on proprietary maps like Google Maps, and basically, I mean, developed countries, I mean, have this kind of information, and they are quite full of data. But going to Africa, for example, well, I worked a lot in Senegal. Let me see. Okay, not for UN peacekeeping missions, obviously, but I mean for other things. And we were mapping villages in in Senegal, in this region. So you see, we were putting all the buildings like a mosque, a pharmacy, and so on. We have also a cemetery here, a school, and so on. So we were adding data in a place in which there was some need for humanitarian data, no? So let's say we are in this city, Mbane, in Saint Louis, Senegal, and now I can try to go to, let me see, to Google Maps. Okay, Google Maps. Google Maps. So let me see. Let's try to go to the same place. I didn't prepare this, I don't know. In Bane, okay, as you can see, okay, they added some data because there wasn't anything before. But you can see, for example, the buildings aren't there. Okay, they are there because they added them. Okay, bad example in this case
I
because
think
they
it's
added
the
the
same
data.
data from OpenStreetMap, I guess.
What?
It seems like the same data that it was in OpenStreetMap.
Yes, there was like actually like there was like a legal a legal procedure from Google Maps because they were ingesting data from OpenStreetMap without putting the license. And I guess I don't know. I didn't follow how it went, but basically Google Maps were stealing data from OpenStreetMap, and I don't know if they paid something. Yes, because you see the same buildings, and okay. Anyway, this was a bad example, but anyway, it happens many times to see in Africa there is a lack of data here in Google Maps, while in OpenStreetMap you can find it. Now I didn't prepare an example, so I don't know where to go. Let me see.
Well, maybe near Bangui, some villages around.
Yes, so let me see. Central Africa. Yeah. So let me see maybe some. Okay, let's say this village. Let's try to do another attempt. Let's go to Bangui. Where is Bangui? Here. So you see in OpenStreetMap, you have all the residential areas, the paths and tracks, all the buildings, also the names of the Rue Nationale 4 and 2. We have here a oil station, I guess. No, post de péage. So like how can I say it? Like a security post to access the road. While here in Google Maps, you don't have this data, no? You see? Okay, it appeared. It appears only if you zoom. I mean, these are, you see, the OpenStreetMap buildings. There is no the land use, the residential area, and there is no the security post. So, okay, they were ingesting some OpenStreetMap data in the past. I have to check how it went from a legal point of view, because I mean, I guess it's not.
Maybe, Michael, can you show, for example, some land cover, our land cover, and
Yes. So from OpenStreetMap, you can simply see where we are working, because you see the land cover from the map. Like, for example, here in DRC, is not here. We are in Central African Republic. So let's go here in Bambari. You see all the land cover is and the rivers and the tracks are mapped very well from our mappers. And if I go to Google Maps here, Bambari, okay, the land cover isn't there, because I don't know which land cover are they using, and also the roads are not there. You see, I'm trying this time to zoom, but no, there is nothing. Even because yes, I mean, there is no. I mean, they are not mapping. So you see the data here. I mean, the map is full of things here, the river and the paths. Here there is no river. So this is like an example of.
yes, also in Cameroon that we have Yves here.
Yes. In
Yes.
Cameroon, Yves is a guy from the OpenStreetMap Cameroon community, and you see these crazy guys. I really love them. They map all the land cover in Cameroon. It's like impressive in everything during the coronavirus time. So they were mapping all the land cover. Here you see is I mean, the country is full. While in OpenStreetMap, yes, I guess they are using this kind of land cover. I don't know how they are getting it, but yes, they made an impressive work. Like, you have every detail is incredible. Maybe Emmanuel, you want to say something about this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, concerning the land cover of Cameroon, yeah, we were, if I can say, teams of 5 with a coordinator, and we started we started on December 2019, and we finished it on June 2020. It was really difficult to do it, because while interpreting satellite images, maybe in the area that you are here, it's a forest. We call it forest gallery forest, because they cross a river. It was really difficult, but a good experience for us as OpenStreetMap new mappers. What can I say? The work is not finished yet, because there is another step with some local experts to see the relevance of their work, of our work done, and after, I think it will be okay. But this is an initiative that I could suggest to every country to maps, even if they have times to do it. And just to add something, it was done manually. It's not difficult. Just try and it will be okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, it's like a very impressive work. Really is incredible. And I guess also other companies in Cameroon are starting to use these topographic data. I don't know. I was speaking with Frank, Willy Frank, and he was saying yes that they were like engaging with an electricity company to start planning the electricity grid in Cameroon. So yes, I mean it's impressive. So I hope it was clear. I don't remember, Olivia, maybe.
Yes, it was clear. Thank you. I'm just learning new things. And I just wanted to ask a follow-up question. You said, is this a fairly new software or technique that they're using for peacekeeping field missions? And what did they use beforehand? Because I know that the mission Monarch, which was the original peacekeeping mission first deployed for the DRC, what did they use then?
You mean before the project?
Yes.
Yes, before they were using basically a topographic map standard, like a military standard called MGCP. So they were using a specialized software to edit data internally, following this MGCP standard, which is a strict military standard for the production of topographic data. But now, yes, we are trying to to not to use this standard anymore, and to also try to open the data of OpenStreetMap of United Nations and to release it on OpenStreetMap. So yes, before they were using that standard, and they had also a specialized software for editing in particular with that standard. Also, other data was created for the emissions, like we have, for example, in Somalia, they were extracting waterways from satellite imaging, like in an automatic way, and they were using this data in southern Somalia. But and now we are trying to get that data and to put it on OpenStreetMap with a crowdsourcing import. So basically, we are releasing that data to everyone in OpenStreetMap, and they can simply import the data of the waterways in southern Somalia. I mean, this particular thing is as everything in OpenStreetMap is driven by the community. So before we asked the community about the import, if it was legal, and if they were okay with that. And then we started to open projects, contribution projects, to let everyone contribute to that particular project. So let me see if I can share, for example, one of our projects about the waterways. So I will put it in the chat here. But yes, anyway, that was the answer. So before they were using another standard, and now we are completely changing basically everything of the project.
And would you say that these maps are more effective? And how do the peacekeepers find it using the maps on the ground?
How did they use the map, you say?
How do they find using it? Are they more effective? Do they yield better results?
Well, we don't have many interactions with the missions. We are producing the maps, and we are receiving months after month new requests. So I guess they are very useful for them. We know they are using them for logistics, and generally to plan also operational activities. So also to, like, for example, to decide where to where to go with the UN convoys. So let me share maybe the map. Sorry. Okay, so for example, here I am in an area mapped by our project. You can see there are many tracks, and they are using this data basically for logistics. We didn't receive any feedback up to now. I guess so, but it's something that I mean our supervisors are managing. I mean you know, I mean, working UN is like there are many levels, but yes. Anyway, they are anyway requesting new maps. So basically, I guess they find them useful. But yes, you see the details are. I mean, there are many. I mean, they are very detailed maps, and sometimes are even better than the previous standard because they weren't. I mean, so full of data here. I mean, they are less. They have less restrictions in like a topographic way, so they can represent also more information.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, so
Michael, just to add, maybe we can say that we have an internal validation team also.
yes, our team, I mean, we have basically many mappers, but also some guys that are validating the data. So basically, every time that one map sheet is finished, the validator is taking the map sheet and doing a quality control and quality assurance to see also if the data is compatible with the previous standards, and to, I mean, also checking the geometries, the tags, and in such a way that everything is compliant, also within OpenStreetMap. So yes, basically that's it. Also, I mean, one good point of OpenStreetMap is also the crowdsourcing. I mean, we can basically have some expert mappers from outside, from the community, that would like to join us in our mapping, and they can simply do. I mean, with the previous standards, of course, they cannot. I mean, the data was closed, and no one can contribute to our projects.
Yes. Also, if I can add,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that with the MGCP, the maps become old very fast, because in maybe in 1 year the topographical features were changing. If you think in war areas also, that villages disappear very fast, and also the roads. So the data was old, and nobody was uploading it. In OpenStreetMap, you can upload like in real time when you want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, maintainability is an important point also. Okay, so maybe we can do some practice. I don't know if you have Joseon installed. Joseon is like an editor, one of the editors you can use in OpenStreetMap, and we are using it most of the times because it's like the most, I mean, is not for beginners, but basically it gives you all the possibilities. I mean, it's very nice to use, and very complete, also to do difficult things. I don't know, maybe we can jump into that, Rachele, and try to map something.
Yes.
So I will put here the download of Joseon, and in the chat, I mean, the download link.
Yes, maybe Michael, you can introduce a bit Josma, and then the last half hour we can go on with the practice.
Yes. Okay, so in the chat there is the link to download the software, and you can download, you know, this one, the tested version. Okay, let me put directly the link of the download here. Okay, so clicking this link will download you the software. I will open it to show you how is the interface. In the meanwhile, you can download it without hurry. So basically, Joseon is like a software written in Java. So you have this interface, which is basically used to show the map. So let's say I want to download one area. I can click this arrow and map one area. Let's say, okay, we'll go in Somalia. And I can go maybe in some parts of the country, and I can download an area, a bounding box with the data. So you see, I'm downloading the data from OpenStreetMap. So we have, for example, the lines. You have this barrier, which is an edge. We have a track, which is also unpaved, and as a sort of classification for the track type. We have this barrier with which has a meadow inside. So this is like how the data is looking from OpenStreetMap, as downloaded from OpenStreetMap. And I can put also some imagery behind this data. So for example, we are using Maxar usually. So there are third-party satellite companies that are providing data for OpenStreetMap to contribute. I mean, for the contributors. So you can see here the data is pretty updated. So you can see the roads, the barriers, the data. I mean, what was mapped by our mappers. And okay, basically this is the interface. So you can see the map, you can see the scale here in the top left. And here at the right, you can see different layers, which are basically the layers. I mean, every layer is like a layer of data. So this layer is for a raster layer for the images. And this one is a vector layer for the data. We have the tags. You can select things by clicking them. So you can select, for example, this feature. You can see the tags, barriers, land use. And you can also do some mapping. So maybe I can wait to show that. But there are also many different options, like you can see how to, some geospatial operation you can do, like split ways, combined ways, add nodes.
Maybe, Michael, can you show the settings, like the remote control and so on? And then if you want, I can explain the hot tasking manager later.
Yes, let's keep the mapping part for later once they downloaded the Joseon. So basically, one important point in Joseon is to set the settings, I mean to set the preferences. And there are some few things that have to be set it up. So we have basically the OpenStreetMap account. So once we are new in OpenStreetMap, we have to create one account going simply in the OpenStreetMap.org website, and you can simply sign up. And you can fill the email address, the display name of your OpenStreetMap username, and the password. After that, you have to confirm the registration through your mail. And once you have the OpenStreetMap account, you can set it in Joseon in such a way that you will every time be logged in with your OpenStreetMap account. So here you simply put your account, and then you require the access token, and then you press OK. You are simply logged in. Other settings that are important are the remote control. This is particularly important for our projects because we will use a tasking manager, and you can, I mean, in a little while we will show you in a practical way how to use it. But the important point is to enable the remote control in such a way that the tasking manager will be able to communicate with your internal Joseon. And then you can activate also the expert mode. It's not important, but sometimes it's useful. In this preferences panel, you can also find the plugins. So there are many plugins on Joseon, and they are basically adding functionalities to the software. So, for example, there is a plugin specialized to map buildings, which is called Building Tools. You see Building Tools here. And basically, this plugin is adding functionalities to the software. Basically, with different shortcuts, you can map buildings in a very easy way. With a few clicks, you can create a building like geometries. Basically, yes, you can trace the footprint in a very easy way, and the plugin is also applying in an automatic way the building equal to yes tag. So, I mean, every plugin has different functionalities. For example, there is a plugin to ingest proprietary data, geospatial data like shapefiles, GeoJSONs, and so on. Or maybe another plugin to ingest imagery data. You can upload the images you are taking in the field to display them in this software. So, yes, it's a pretty complete software, and to edit OpenStreetMap. But we can see it maybe more more in detail once you have it downloaded in such a way that maybe we can do step by step some mapping together. Okay, so do you have all Joseon installed?
Hi, this is Chunpei here. Is there any reason why my Joseon doesn't open up? I downloaded it and I clicked on it and it shows that it's running and then nothing comes up. Might be a stupid question here, but I don't see it popping up. It seems downloaded.
So, okay.
And
so let me try.
Even when I do a search for it and I click open, it still doesn't open up. I don't know why.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
There is a little icon near.
Sorry?
There is a little icon in Jitsi.
Yeah. It's the first time I'm using this. Where is it again?
Near the chat icon.
Near the chat. Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So if I type, because I have it downloaded, so I click open,
Okay.
right?
Okay, yes.
And it just shows this, but it doesn't pop up.
Okay, I guess the problem could be the Java version because it requires Java to run. So I don't know if you have Java installed in your computer. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, try to download the Java. Wait, I give you the link.
Okay.
Okay, here there are the versions of Java.
Okay.
You can download I mean, in Windows. Let me see. I guess any one of them is good. Yes, you can download maybe the last one between the Windows options.
Windows.
Yes, let me give you the link or copy link address here. Try to download this one.
Okay.
And I don't know if it will work or not because I never saw that error, but I guess it's something related to Java.
Yeah, maybe I can download it now.
Okay. You, Olivia, did you download JSON?
I'm just downloading it now. I downloaded the original link that you sent, and it said that it could not open the file. So Java's just downloaded now. So
Okay.
I can try.
Emanuele and Gundo, you are using JSON usually with your mapping, right?
Yeah, everything is okay. Everything is okay. I've already put them on my computer.
Okay, in the meanwhile, maybe we can say that this event is part of the UN Map Marathon, and that we will keep track of the edits that our users will do at the end of the Map Marathon. We will choose the winner and showcase him or her in our social media channels. So also feel free to continue mapping during all the week. So it's not just related to today, but you can map every day this week or when you want. So
Yes, basically because this week in mid-November is the OpenStreetMap Geo Week, a global event in which every day in this week we are mapping. I mean, there are many mapping events here and there. So we decided to organize this UN Map Marathon, which every day we will be doing some mapping together.
Have some tickets sold out because I tried to book the ticket for the DRC one and it did not come up on Eventbrite.
okay, I can give a look now at the Eventbrite. So just let me some minutes.
Hello, Victor. How are you? Victor, we were downloading JSON now before doing some practice with it. I don't know your level of experience with OpenStreetMap. But yes, maybe I can share with you the hot project if you are already a mapper. But we will show in a little while how to use it to map on OpenStreetMap with JSON. If you don't have JSON, you can download it with this link. And if you don't have, I mean, if it doesn't work, you have to download probably Java before with another link, which is this one. Shonpei, do you have, I mean, did you solve the problems? Maybe we can solve them offline in a second time.
Yeah, I am trying to open it. It doesn't seem to open still. It, hang on. Oh, wait, maybe it's opening. It's just taking a long time. Yeah, it's initializing. So I guess it is coming up. It's just taking a bit of time here.
Okay, and Olivia, if you want, now I have updated the Eventbrite page. I don't know why we didn't have the other 2 dates, but now you can find the tickets there.
Oh, I have, sorry, can you hear me? I have it open, and it says the first page is news and so on, whatnot. So where do I go to start?
Yes. Now we will do it
okay.
together.
Okay.
Olivia? Do you have Joseon? Olivia, are you there?
Maybe we can wait 2 minutes for her.
Yes, maybe I can go again to Joseon for Shonpei in such a way that I can show, I mean, the settings to be modified in order to map. So, do you have Shonpei an OpenStreetMap account already? Or maybe we can create it? So to create it, you have to go here in OpenStreetMap.org and simply sign up from the, sorry. You can create an OpenStreetMap account with the mail and the username and the password. And after that, you can insert it in Joseon. In the preferences, you can go to the preferences with F12, or maybe you can also go to edit and preferences. And then you can add your OpenStreetMap account here. At these connection settings for the OpenStreetMap server tab. And after that, you log in with your OpenStreetMap account, and then you can activate the remote control here in this like receiver button, and you enable the remote control. In this way, we can use the task manager together with Joseon. No, we lost Olivia. I guess some internet connection problem.
I think she will be back.
So who knows how to map can go on. So Emmanuel
Maybe
and Gundo.
Yes, maybe we can share the project.
Yes, here. No, yes, I already shared in the chat.
Good.
Yes, so let's wait for Shonpei.
Michael?
Yes.
Sorry, I was muted and I was talking all the time. I can't remember what I need to copy from OpenStreetMap to put into JOSM.
So did you create the account?
Yes.
Okay, then okay, let me see. Okay, so you see my screen. You go now. Okay, let's forget about the data here of OpenStreetMap. Let's put the settings right. So let's go on preferences here in edit.
Yes.
And then you can put here in the connection settings, you can put your OpenStreetMap account. You should have like something like a username and password.
Yes, in use basic authentication.
Yes, this one.
Authentication. Okay. Use basic authentication. Okay.
You can put your username and password.
Username is the email address, right?
No, the username you provided in the registration form. It was called the display name.
Oh, okay. And then okay, and then I go to remote control, right?
Yes, here in the receiver, enable remote control.
Okay.
Okay.
Control. Yeah, and then okay.
Then okay. Now, if everything was right, you can go now to the project in the tasking manager called. The link is in the chat, I guess. You have simply to click on this website, tasks.otosm.org/projects/9307. And basically, this is a tasking manager project. So basically, you can see all the details of our activity and the information on our project. There is a questions and comments part in which users can put questions to us, and we can answer both mapping question and project questions, everything. And then you can see here a map, and the map is basically showing the area in which we are working, and every square is a square dedicated to one user. So one user can simply log in, click for, okay, you have to click contribute here down below at the bottom right. And here you can see on the left the instructions of our project. So you can see the tags we are using, some additional details like change the offset of the satellite imagery and other useful stuff here in the left. And on the right you can see the map. Every task is as a status. The white ones are areas which have not been mapped yet. The blue ones are the ones that are already mapped but need validation. and then the green ones are the validated ones. So basically, you can select one square. So
live streaming is on.
one important point is okay. Let me see. You have to select Joseon here down below before clicking task. So editor should be Joseon here. There are different editors. Some of these editors are online editors, but yes, you can click on Joseon, and that's pretty much it. Tell me when you are when you can do this. So select one task.
Okay, in the meanwhile, we have a question from Gundo.
Yes.
How imagery can we use? I think, yes. Which imagery we will use?
Okay, usually in our projects we are using Maxar because it's up to date and very resoluted. And yes, usually we are not using Bing because is most of the times is very outdated. But to do some comparisons, it's okay. And also the imagery is automatically uploaded by the tasking manager. So I mean, you have simply to click on to map the task, and Joseon will upload automatically the imagery. So, Shonpei, are you fine?
Sorry, Michael, I think you called me just now.
Yes, yes. Did you? I mean, are you within Joseon with your account?
Okay, just now I had problem opening up the task, the project.
I will go, okay, here in the project. So you are, wait. So you are here in this page. Shonpei.
And sorry. Can you hear me?
Sorry. Yes, there was some noise. I don't know if the connection is good. I will try to stop sharing my screen. I don't know if you are mute. Yes, you are mute. Yes, now.
Yes, now it's unmute, but we cannot hear her.
Maybe
Okay.
you can try to join again. I don't know.
Yes, maybe try to exit and rejoin the.
Okay, okay. No, she's writing. I will show the screen. Okay. Okay, okay. So this is the interface. If you go to the tasking manager here in Bangi, then you click on contribute. You have to log in with your OpenStreetMap account. So, okay, grant access. And now it will redirect you to the mapping. Okay, here you have to update the mail. Update. Okay, so this is the mapping project. You can click on one task, and the white ones are the ones still to be mapped. So simply select one. And then you have to click on editor. You have to select Joseon as editor. So you click on the arrow and you click Joseon, okay. And then you go to map selected task. Okay, now you can open Joseon. And you will see that is downloading the data and the imagery. So, okay, this is like a crowded area. There is a lot of data. You can go, let's go, for example, in the northern part of the area you mapped. So with the wheel of the mouse, you can zoom in and zoom out. So, okay, you zoom it in and, okay, perfect. So this that you can see is a satellite image. You can see the different features here and there. What you can do as first thing is to adjust the satellite imagery offset, because most of the times the satellite image have some offset with respect to the data. And so we move the satellite image towards the data. You can click on the icon in the top bar, the icon with the two arrows, red arrows, okay. And then you can click on the satellite image and drag the image in the direction you want to drag it, to move it. So try to click on the map and to drag the mouse to move the image. Okay, perfect. And now try to, okay, now it's moving a lot. Click on X. Let's go back. No, okay. X. Cancel. Okay, let's try to do it again and try to move the satellite image a little bit in order to have the roads coinciding with the traces on the ground. So a little bit in horizontal, no, on the other way. Yes, no, you see the ways, okay, the ways that are there. Try to let them coincide. Okay.
Yes, this is good.
Okay, perfect. Then you click OK. In this way, we adjusted the satellite image in such a way that is coinciding with the data. So let's try now to map. You can click on A to enter the draw mode. In this way, you won't be able to pan the map anymore, but you can draw some data. So if you click A, okay, Olivia is back again. Hi, Olivia.
Okay, if you want, Michael, I can show a bit the tools in my JOSM,
yes.
so that they can understand from where to start to draw the features.
Yes, let's do like this. As we are doing the streaming on YouTube, maybe we can go on with the mapping, and then you can follow it later on in detail. I mean, with your time, with more calm, you can follow all the path to learn how to map. What do you think?
Yes, I think we can show a bit JOSM and the features, and then do a bit of mapping. We are running out of time. I don't know if you have time. We can stay like some minutes more. And maybe if there are problems, as we will be here all the week for the UN map from the UN marathon, and this is the room that we will use. If you have any issues, you just can enter the room and ask for support. So, what do you think?
Yes, especially Champey and Olivia, because Gundo, Joe Fritz, and Emmanuel are expert mappers.
Yes. Okay. So I will share my screen now, so that we can see how to map a bit with JOSM. And so once you have downloaded the data, maybe Olivia has missed this part. So wait, I will show everything. Share. You can see my screen. Yes, I think. Mikael?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I will do again all the steps so that Olivia can see. So we are here in our project, and once you are logged in with your account in the Hot2SM Tasking Manager, what you must do, you can find the link in the chat of this project. You can just select one task, and then select here. I have the Meet the Jitsi bar, but here below you can find the editor, and you choose JOSM, and then just map selected task. This will start the download of the data of in JOSM. As you can see in my task, there are not much data. It's not like the one of Sean. And for example, while mapping topographical data, what I do is I take a look of the features requested. So here you can find the instructions. We must map roads, waterways, residential areas, and places. What I will do is to start with one feature, map all these features in my JOSM, and then go to other one. So I usually start with the waterways, then the roads, the road network, and at final I will map the residential areas and places. So waterways, I love to map waterways, and you can recognize them because you see all this greenery, and they are very, very recognizable. If you can also, for example, put another imagery, because usually I have a Maxar, is this one, is Maxar Premium Imagery, which is this one that JOSM has downloaded. And also I use other imagery just to have a validation of what I am doing. So if I have some doubts, I can see how was also in the other imagery. In Bing, you can see very well the hydrographic system. For example, you see all this vegetation is where the waterways are, and then you can see that we have this big system that flows into this river. So the first thing that I will do is to map the waterways. So I'm here again in Maxar. To start drawing in Joseon, you can type A in your keyboard, or here you see this symbol is the draw symbol. So when we are mapping in the tasking manager, we must be very careful to not to exit from our task, because maybe we will have another mapper that is mapping here or in the side, and so to avoid to have conflicts with the other mappers, we must be very careful. And for example, I will start to map this waterway just a bit outside, but not much. So what I do is just clicking, I go here, and I will finish here outside. And once we have our segment, what we can do is go to the presets. You can find them here. And in this way, you will have just some suggestions and on the features that we have. So I will choose water, again water, and then stream. Okay, as we are in Central African Republic, usually the streams are intermittent, so I will check intermittent, the intermittent box. I don't know the name. You see that we have many fields, but it's not mandatory to fill all the fields. You can just add the information that you know. So, and I will apply. And if you type S in your keyboard, you will switch to the selection mode. So you can select and deselect the feature. So I will select this, and you see that in the tags window you will find the information of the stream that we have added right now. It's composed by 9 nodes, and so on. What I will do now is just to complete this system. So again, typing A or pressing this button, draw nodes, you can again map. It's important when you are drawing the waterways network to connect them, just adding this node that makes the connection between this segment and this other segment. I switch to the select mode, pressing S. I select my features, and again from the presets, I go to water, waterways, and stream. Okay, I choose intermittent and nothing else because I don't have any other information. I will do the same here. Okay. And I will. And another thing that you can do, for example, is to you see this symbol. With these symbols, you can add this feature to the toolbar, so that you can find it very fast. So you see is this one is here, and it's opening the panel, and we choose this, and here the same. Okay. Okay. Okay, a good practice to do when we are mapping and we are not finishing a feature in all his shape. For example, we know that this stream will continue here, but we are running out of time, or we are going to other task. So what we can do is not mandatory to do that, but it's a good practice, is to select this node, the last node that we have drawn, and to apply a tag. To apply a tag, we can go here in the tag bar and just click add. What we can do is add the tag fix me, and then a value can be, for example, please continue the waterway. So, okay, so that the next mapper that we map in this waterway knows that I didn't map it, not because the waterway finished here, but because I know that it's continuing, but I had no time, or for other reasons I didn't do it. So we see that we have another one and another one. Okay, just to show you, for example, let's think that I have mapped all the waterways. Another thing that I can map are the roads. So you can clearly see that here we have some tracks, some roads. And while mapping roads, the most important thing to classify them is to see its functionality. So, for example, maybe Michael can share with you. Well, you can find it in the instructions. So, if you go to the project, in the instructions, when mapping roads, you find here some hints for the road classification. When a highway is primary, when it's secondary, when it's tertiary. Let's say that in our projects, usually we map a lot of unclassified and some residentials, and also a lot of tracks and some paths. It's very difficult to find a primary or a secondary that it has been not mapped yet. So what we need to see if the functionality of the road. So we can see that the unclassified links villages and small towns, while a track is a motorized road unpaved to reach agricultural and forestry areas. If you go back to our JOSM and we can decide which is the right classification for this road. So we can see that this road goes to this village, to this hamlet, and continues here, and so on, and goes to the north until this house, and then here. So in my opinion, I will start the road here, just a bit outside my area. This road, as it's connecting this hamlet with this isolated dwelling and so on, I think it's unclassified. So until here, and we go to the presets, highways, ways, streets, and you find here unclassified. We don't know the name of this road, but we know that the surface is unpaved. Usually, in most of the cases, the surface will be unpaved outside the urban centers. So we apply the preset, but for example, we can see that this road here it vanished inside the woods, and here more or less the same. So what we can do is from this point on, okay, we deselect it and then we draw. Okay, sorry, I will do that, and I think it's going here, and so I can see there that there is a bit of connection, and I will go and I will stop here. Okay, now what I can do, I can split this road in 2 segments by selecting this node and pressing P, so that I have two segments. You can find the split way here is this one, the PK in the keyboard, and this part of the road, I will say that as I don't see that it continues or is going to other places, what I will do is just to say that this part is a track. So it's for forestry use. So I go to the presets, highways, ways, and track. You find it here. And the track type, I don't know. I know that the surface is unpaved. I will let it so, and I will apply the preset, and you can see that you have your tags there. Okay, and we map routes in this way, similar to the waterway network. Is a good practice to join the roads that we are mapping to the road network, and we can well, I don't know if this, no, I think no. Okay, I can also add the fix here, so choosing this node and adding the fix me. Okay, please continue the highway in this case. Highway. Okay, so just to show you also how we map a place. Here we have this building. We are not requiring in our project to map the buildings, but okay, I will show you how to do it. But okay, feel free not to map them, but just to show you. As Michael was saying before, we are using now the building tools. This is a plugin which improves the drawing of the buildings, and so that we can do it faster. And you can see that I just do 2 clicks and I add the building, and if we select it, you see that the tag, we have the tag there without adding anything. So it's very, 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 very comfortable to use this tool. And what we can say, if we go back to the instructions for the places, so we can see that also there is a classification of the places. So we can have isolated dwellings, hamlets, villages, towns and so on, and it's based on the importance, and on the dimensions of the settlement. So here we have one household. So I think we can map it as an isolated dwelling. So what we need to do is just to place a node here, go to the presets, and the isolated dwellings are wait, where are them? Where are the places? I don't find them. Good, I don't find them. But what you can do is just add it from here. Add, so the tag is, so the key is place, and the values, you see here that we have some options. We choose this isolated dwelling and we click OK. In this case, we are not required to place the residential area, because it's not a residential area, it's just one building, so we can let it so. Now we can think that I have mapped all the features that are in my task, which is not true. Because, for example, we have this other road, and we have this waterway also to map. But just to show you how to upload the data, we go here to the this arrow, green arrow, and we can see that we have a warning. Joseon is saying to us that there is a missing tag, a place without a name. This is very common because usually also if we find big villages, or if we find some hamlets or so, we don't know the name. So we are not using the tag name, and it's just a warning, and we can simply skip it. And then you see that in the validation results bar, you can see that you have the warning. Just to show you what happens if I click here, you have the warnings, the missing tag, place without name. If you click here with the right button of the mouse, zoom to problem, and it is zooming to the problem, and so you can see and fix it or not. So, but it's a warning, so we can go on with uploading our data. Continue to upload. Okay, here we find the field that Michael was saying before. So provide a brief comment. Here we have these tags, which are added in an automatical way from the hot tasking manager. We can let them there. So you are map marathon, and the number of the project, the UN mapper tag, MINUSCA, which is the mission that we are mapping on, and CAR, which is Central African Republic. We can let them there, added or modified topographic data. I can also add some more comments, like added waterways, highway, and an isolated dwelling. Okay, yes, it's okay. Here you see that it's asking us which imagery we have used in this task, and I will say that I have used just the Maxar. So I can, just put here Maxar, and as I have not used Bing, I will just delete it. Okay, once we have done that, we can just upload the changes. And this data now is on the OpenStreetMap database. We can, for example, now we delete all this that we have done, and then we ask to download it again. No, I'm not here. Wait, sorry. Delete. What we can do, for example, is to go here in the project. Okay, to finish and to close my task. What I can do is completion. Is this task completely mapped? No, because we know that we have some features more to map, and I will add a comment like I had not much time, for example, submit the task, so that the other mappers know that I had not the time to finish it, but I can go again there. And now we see in Joseon that we have the data that we have uploaded before, and so on. So this was very, very, very quick, and sorry that maybe I was too fast, but is to give the idea on how to proceed. So feel free to ask any question and so on. Okay. Okay. So if there is any question, just ask.
Yes, and also if you are interested in this kind of activity, yes, as Rachele was saying, we will do like one mapathon per day. So also tomorrow we will be here from 11 a.m. UTC. So I mean, for 2 hours. So if you want to learn more, or if you are interested in this kind of activity, feel free to join, and we can go on. And also maybe if you, well, actually also in the future, we will be providing some training material on OpenStreetMap through a Moodle platform. So, I mean, we are also working towards providing technical documentation to people to map. Okay, so we are out of time. I don't know if there are any questions. I think Champey is trying to speak. But we cannot hear her.
No.
Maybe you can write in the chat.
Any other way, Serge?
Yes, you can simply, I mean, if you want to stay updated on our activities, you can simply follow our social media or subscribe to our mailing list at un.mappers.un.org. And also, if you have any other, if you have any other doubt, just simply write us to that mail, so un.mappers@un.org, and we can stay in contact even for further training.
Yes, also when we will have the model ready, maybe we can send you an email with the courses that you can find there. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, okay.
Yes, in any way, if you ask to this mail to be inserted in the mailing list, sending an email, we can put you in the mailing list, and you can stay updated on other activities. Even when we will be publishing the Moodle, we will write to the mailing list. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so hope that you will map a lot this week.
Yes, hopefully it was interesting even to learn something new about OpenStreetMap. So have a nice Monday, and see you tomorrow if you want, or in other events. Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.